Imagine a world where foreign governments can secretly buy influence in the White House. In this video, we'll unravel a shocking story of $10 million in cash, covert intelligence operations, and an unprecedented relationship between Donald Trump and the Egyptian government. This story might just change the way you see the 2016 election and its global impact. We are going to make our country great again. Crowd cheering. It's January 15, 2017. In just 5 days, Donald Trump will be sworn in as the President of the United States. But far from the excitement of Washington, D.C., on the other side of the world in Cairo, Egypt, something strange is happening. At a bank located just 11 kilometers from Cairo International Airport, a bank manager receives a handwritten note from someone who holds an account at the bank. The note has a simple request. Kindly withdraw a sum of $9,998,000. This is not a usual request, but the bank employees, following procedure, do exactly what they were told. They head to the vault, which holds large amounts of US currency, and begin stacking $100 bills into 2 large bags. The weight of this cash, nearly 200 pounds, it represents a significant portion of all the US dollars in Egypt at that time. These 2 bags sit in the bank manager's office, waiting until 4 men show up later that day. They verify that they are authorized to collect the money, load the bags into a truck, and disappear. Where did this money come from, and where was it going? The bank account from which this $10 million was withdrawn belonged to an entity called the Research and Studies Center. It was an Egyptian organization, but U.S. intelligence agencies believed it was merely a front for Egypt's General Intelligence Service, their version of the CIA. So, the Egyptian CIA withdraws $10 million in cash, and from that point on, the trail goes cold. The account is closed, and the mysterious organization vanishes. Why would the Egyptian CIA need $10 million in cash? Who were the men who collected it? And more importantly, what does this money have to do with Donald Trump? These are the questions the U.S. federal investigators have been quietly trying to answer for years. They strongly suspect that this $10 million ended up in the hands of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, raising the possibility that Egypt was attempting to influence the outcome of the election in exchange for loyalty from the future president. The suspicion is that Donald Trump may have been aware of this foreign bribe. If true, this would be a serious violation of federal law. I want to take you through the details of this secretive investigation, an investigation that was suddenly shut down by officials within the Department of Justice, many of whom had been appointed by Trump himself. A newly released investigation from the Washington Post shows that much more was happening behind the scenes than we ever knew. Before we continue, I want to make something clear. I know this is a politically charged story, especially with another election on the horizon. But I'm going to stick to the facts, rock-solid facts. Whenever I present any circumstantial evidence or analysis, I will clearly indicate that. My goal is to give you the information so that you can decide for yourself. Was there wrongdoing, and does someone need to be held accountable? Let's dive in. Today, I wrote another check for $10 million. I'm spending money like crazy. These are Trump's own words. It's important to understand the timeline. On the campaign trail, Trump formed an unusually close relationship with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. According to U.S. intelligence, in the lead-up to the 2016 election, Egypt's leadership, including el-Sisi, had authorized a plan to send $10 million to Trump's campaign. The CIA learned of this through a reliable informant within the Egyptian government. So, how did this relationship begin? Well, back in September 2016, just weeks before the election, Trump and el-Sisi had a private meeting in New York. While other U.S. officials had distanced themselves from Egypt due to el-Sisi's record of human rights abuses, Trump broke from tradition. He expressed admiration for the Egyptian leader, promised him support, and even said that the U.S. would be a loyal friend to Egypt if Trump were elected. He even went on Fox News to praise el-Sisi after the meeting, saying, "He's a fantastic guy. He took control of Egypt." So, it's no surprise that el-Sisi saw a Trump presidency as beneficial for his regime. It also explains why the Egyptian government would want to help Trump win by sending $10 million to his campaign. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. In the final weeks of the 2016 election, Trump's campaign was running out of money. The campaign asked Trump to contribute more of his personal funds, but he refused until October 20, 2016, when he suddenly changed his mind and wrote a check for, you guessed it, $10 million. The money was used for a last-minute advertising blitz. But here's the catch. According to FBI interviews with Trump advisors, this wasn't just a donation from Trump, it was structured as a loan. A loan that could be repaid to Trump later. Could this $10 million from Egypt have been the repayment Trump was counting on? The connections seem obvious. El-Sisi authorized the transfer of $10 million to Trump's campaign, and Trump, after refusing to give more money, suddenly comes up with exactly $10 million. Then, just days before Trump's inauguration, the Egyptian intelligence agency withdraws nearly $10 million in cash from a bank account in Cairo. It feels like all the dots are connecting. But there's one problem. The FBI and federal investigators could never find a direct link between the $10 million from Egypt and Trump's campaign account. Despite the circumstantial evidence, the investigation couldn't prove that this money ever reached Trump. However, the Department of Justice, under Trump's administration, quietly shut down the investigation before more evidence could be uncovered. But let's not forget one thing. We have rock-solid intelligence that Egypt's president approved sending $10 million to help Trump win. We also know that Trump and El-Sisi had a close relationship, with Trump calling him a fantastic guy and offering unprecedented support. This connection is undeniable. As more details emerge, it raises critical questions about foreign influence in U.S. elections. Did Egypt's $10 million affect the outcome of the 2016 election? Did Trump knowingly accept foreign money? And should this case be reopened for further investigation? Ultimately, this isn't just about Donald Trump or Egypt. It's about the integrity of democracy. If foreign governments can influence American elections, what does that mean for the future of the United States? Could Egypt have helped Trump win the presidency? And if so, what does that mean for the future of American democracy? The facts are laid out, but the truth may still be hidden. Let me know in the comments what you think was their foreign interference, and should someone be held accountable? Stay tuned for more deep dives into the hidden stories that shape our world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one.